Well, I've been transforming the way I look at my photography business thanks to a workshop that I went on about a month ago now in Italy, near Venice. You might have seen some of the stuff that I put up online, which really made me think about how I want to progress the business, what kind of photographer I am, what I want to do for the next 10 years. Started to put some of that into action, moved the office around, vacated the shed at the end of my garden. I'm going to turn that into a studio. So there is going to be a new angle added to the PTP business. It'll have a different name, which I'm not going to tell you yet. And it will focus on portrait photography in the studio. That'll be coming up in the next few months. And I've just got back yesterday from a gorgeous week's holiday with my beautiful wife Louise in Morocco. We went to Marrakesh, and I just thought that as today is the first day, I think I'm right in saying, of the half-term holiday, I'm guessing that everyone's flying off now with their iPhones, and I just thought I'd give a few tips on how to make those holiday photos just zing a little bit better. And I'm assuming that you're using an iPhone or a Samsung, but basically a smartphone which has got a camera in it. So all I would say is think about a couple of things. The main thing is composition. If you're taking pictures of the two of you or the family at dinner, try and make it as nice as possible rather than just school photography. That's what we're all trying to avoid these days, is just boring pictures of people sitting at a table eating, because no one's really interested. So think about the background behind where you're sitting, try and make sure that your angle is correct so that you're sitting in front of something that looks attractive, and that when you're being photographed maybe by the waiter rather than using a selfie, you've got everyone in it and you're using flash, especially if it's at night time. So basically what I'm saying is just think a little bit harder about what you're photographing, especially when you're sitting at a table having a meal. If you are photographing the kids mucking around on the beach or by the pool, make sure you put it on that multi-burst function on most smartphones, so you can rattle off like a machine gun, rattle off tons and tons and tons of pictures super quick, and then pick your favorite. And the last thing I would say is don't underestimate the software that is now in these cameras, in people's phones. I mean, really quite remarkable editing software. So once you've taken your picture, there's a lot that you can do in terms of the color, assuming you're not putting it into black and white, obviously. There's a lot you can do with the color, the saturation, the color temperature. So do you want it to be really warm? Do you want it to be quite cool? You can put a vignette around it, which I like doing. You can punch up the blacks. There's a huge amount that you can do. You can also reformat the image so that it's square and works well as an Instagram post, or you can reformat in the cropping tool so that it works as an Instagram story. It's a little bit thinner and more portrait. So all I'm saying is, when you're going on holiday today for half term with the kids, or even if it's just you and your partner and you're taking your iPhone, sure, snap away, because you want those memories to cherish for as long as you can, but just think a little bit more carefully about what you're going to take. Use different angles, use different light sources coming in from a window or the sun above or whatever it is. Use the editing software that's built into the cameras. And also, final point, have a little bit of fun, okay? If one of you has got a little pocket mirror, then hold that mirror up against the iPhone camera lens and get a funky reflection of something else into the same photograph. So really experiment, because these cameras are pretty cool, and you can have a lot of fun. Hope that helps. Obviously, as usual, if you've got any questions, shoot them down below. If you've got any comments, or if you want me to get back to you through a direct message, then just let me know. Cheers. Have fun this week.